The next important short share is the idea of extending compassion to the shame that might sit below or around OCD. So the reason this is so helpful is if we can develop this stance of compassion, this orientation towards kindness and care and strength and wisdom within ourselves, then it's much easier to hold our mind more gently, to not be so caught up in what our mind is telling us is dangerous or needs to be solved, and really facilitates defusion and acceptance and an understanding of the tricky minds that we all have, even if we're not struggling with OCD. And the way we can develop this is by extending compassion, developing compassion, and then extending it to past difficult memories and present memories of our vulnerable self. So extending compassion to the shame and vulnerability. So what might I be talking about with the shame that sits below it? Well, this can be highly variable. People can have all kinds of different experiences, but often there will be something in the past that has made us vulnerable to this. So this could be everything from trauma and abuse to more emotional neglect, bullying. It could be actually just overly controlling attachment environments that we grew up in, or schooling experiences, or peer or sibling dynamics. So some type of painful emotional experience in childhood that made us feel we weren't good enough, criticized us, started this inner critic, and also a sense of danger and threat potentially as well, and some combination of them. It can also be more the shame that we have around OCD, so the types of taboo and difficult thoughts, or the embarrassing rituals and compulsions and behaviors that we might do that we know in our logical mind don't make any sense, but actually are so compelling and so difficult. So we can take a memory or a series of memories from the past and do some of the compassion practices that you'll find on this channel to that. Or we can look at current vulnerability, embarrassment, shame, guilt, times that our inner critic has been triggered, and do the same process. And this will develop an inner stance of compassion. It will massage out the old emotional wounds, and it will make it easier to have a different relationship with our minds.